all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning. You're listening to the Daily Morning Update from Bloomberg Quint, and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is Monday and the 6th of May. Here's everything you need to know. The fifth phase of 7 in the Lok Sabha polls kicks off today. Voters from 7 states will cast their ballots across 51 seats and will choose from 674 candidates. Among these candidates is the Congress's Gandhi mother-son duo. Now, you'd think that that's the biggest talking point today. Funnily, it isn't. President Donald Trump intensified pressure on China to strike a trade deal in Washington this week by threatening to more than double tariffs on $200 billion of the Asian nation's sales to the US. That's an abrupt shift from the White House's tone after both sides had indicated that negotiations were going well. Trump tweeted on Sunday that he's not satisfied with the pace of progress and that the duties would increase this Friday. He had twice delayed increasing tariffs to 25% from 10% after agreeing to a 1st of December truce with President Xi Jinping to give negotiators time to work out a comprehensive agreement. Trump also raised the possibility of imposing a 25% tariff on another $325 billion in imports from China that are not currently covered. The yuan plunged the most since August, and US index futures tumbled after Trump's tariff tweets. Dow futures were lower by as much as 470 points when I checked this morning. And there's more. Kim Jong-un oversaw a live-fire military exercise on Saturday that potentially included North Korea's first ballistic missile launch since 2017, challenging President Trump's bottom line in nuclear talks. Kim watched as large-caliber, long-range multiple rocket launchers and tactical guided missiles were fired off North Korea's eastern coast on Saturday, according to the official Korean Central News Agency. A news back home e-commerce firm Infibeam Avenues has said that it terminated the services of SRBC & Co. LLP, which is an EY partner firm, as one of its joint statutory auditors. In a notice to the exchanges, the company said the chartered accountancy firm shared the company's unpublished price-sensitive information with personal email accounts of the team and also third parties on multiple occasions, leading to breach of trust and loss of faith. And speaking about auditors, Corporate Affairs Secretary Injeti Srinivas has said that the auditors of the IL&FS Group have many questions to answer on the face of it, as they are supposed to have acted as gatekeepers to detect widespread irregularities. And if they are found at fault, there is bound to be action taken, he said. A Bloomberg report quoting a ThyssenKrupp AG spokesperson said that the company sees room for reaching an agreement with the European Commission on a planned joint venture with Tata Steel, as further discussion with Competition Commissioner Margrethe Vestager is set for next week. The Supreme Court has denied on Sunday a report that said that Justice R.F. Nariman and Justice D.Y. Chandrachud met Justice S.A. Bobde, who is heading an in-house committee inquiring into the sexual harassment allegations against Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi. A statement from the Apex Court said this is wholly incorrect and that the two judges met Justice Bobde on Friday evening. Promoters of Vodafone Idea contributed 17,920 crore rupees to their 25,000 crore rupee rights issue compared to their commitment of 18,250 crore that followed oversubscription of the scheme, according to the company. And Tata Motors may phase out small diesel cars from their portfolio as demand is expected to slow further due to the upcoming Bharat Stage 6 emission norms implementation that would make such vehicles expensive. That's according to a PTI story that quotes the company's President of Passenger Vehicles, Mayank Parikh. I'm joined now by Agam Vakil, who is going to take you through the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Agam. How are we looking at the start of the week?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. Well, there is weakness in global markets, and that's likely to have implications on our opening as well. The SGX Nifty futures is currently trending downwards and we are likely to see a soft opening. But in terms of news, let's start with results. In big results today, we will have Bharti Airtel and ICICI Bank announce earnings. And among others, we also have Mahindra CIE Automotive, Marico, Navin Fluorine, Thirumalai Chemicals and Wockhardt also set to announce their earnings today. Now, last Friday, we had earnings from Hindustan Unilever, India's biggest consumption company, and the results were largely in line with expectations, with revenues rising 9% and EBITDA up 13%. Volumes growth at 7% was in line with street expectations. We did see strong growth in home care, but personal care did see some weakness come through, and margins, however, on the whole have been relatively modest from current levels as per the company conference call. Moving on, in terms of some other earnings, we had strong earnings from Deepak Nitrite, Birla Corporation, AkzoNobel, Federal Bank, AB Capital, LIC Housing Finance. L&T Technologies and Sheela Foam announced inline set of numbers, whereas Tata Chemicals, Aclear Solutions and NIT Tech earnings were weak. In news beyond earnings, we had Cadila Healthcare, which receives 14 observations on its formulations manufacturing facility in Moraiya, Ahmedabad from the US FDA. The company says there were no repeat observations, nor were there data integrity related observations. Moving on, Bharti Airtel Africa is set to raise about $1 billion from the London listing, and it targets trading debut in June. The unit is seeking an equity valuation of about $5 billion per Bloomberg. Indiabulls Housing Finance Board reverses scheme of amalgamation with Lakshmi Vilas Bank and proposes to also merge Indiabulls Commercial Credit with Lakshmi Vilas Bank. Of course, Indiabulls Commercial Credit is a 100% subsidiary of Indiabulls Housing Finance. And finally, in key bulk deals, we have ITD Cementation, where Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund acquired 1.5% stake in the company at 122 rupees per share. Now, these are just some of the stocks that you can watch out for as we move into trade today, but don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a lovely day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.